black hair beautiful? The only answer here is yes. Black hair is a vital, important part of black history as it is ingrained into our culture. And quite obviously, black hair is easy to identify due to its uniqueness in shapes, styles, and sizes. With this, every black hairstyle has the ability to tell a story, its own unique one at that. Beyond looks and appearances, though, black hair has a history of resistance, survival, and celebration, despite it being wielded down due to oppression. We also have moments of empowerment with our hair. Today, we're going to talk about a few black hairstyles and their origin. Not all will be discussed in this video, so don't kill me, as it would take forever to go over all of our hairstyles, but we will discuss the most notable mentions. Pre-colonial Africa. During pre-colonial African times, black hair was used to symbolize identity. Styles like braids, twists, and dreadlocks were used to identify tribes, family background, and social status. Braids, for example, can be traced back to 5,000 years in African culture, to 3,500 BC. They were very popular among women, obviously. Braids were not just a style, it was a craft, an art form, if you will. And as I mentioned, it was used to identify status. Braids indicated that you were wealthy and whether or not you were married. Braids also signified power in religion. During slavery, braids were used to communicate potential escape routes as well. It was at this time some slave owners actually shaved off the head of slaves with braids and afros to keep a more tidier looking appearance. During the 1900s, though, braids were more common and they grew more popular, leading to different variations of braids we have today, which are the following: box braids, cornrows, Dutch braids, goddess braids, lemonade braids, Fulani braids, triangle box braids, knotless braids, and snake braids, just to name a few. Next on the list, we actually have a very interesting one I don't see too often mentioned, but black people will know what I'm talking about. The fade, which is the hair on the back of the head and sides are short, where hair on the top of the head can vary in length. The fade actually came about in the military, 1940 to be exact, and adapted more over time to a more edgy look due to hip-hop culture and styles. Fade styles include high top fade, drop fade, taper fade, bald fade, afro fade, mohawk fade, and undercut fade. Next is one of my favorites, the afro. We all should know where the afro stems from, but just in case you don't know, the Black Power movement in the 1960s sparked the acceptance of the afro, and it was used to symbolize resistance and fighting back oppression. To wear your afro at this time meant you were resilient against European beauty standards and that you were an advocate for black beauty. Next, we have Bantu knots. Bantu knots are a protective hairstyle where your hair is sectioned, twisted, and wrapped to form a knot-like appearance. Bantu universally translates to people among many African languages and categorizes more than 400 ethnic groups. Bantu knots actually trace back to the 2nd millennium BC, when the Bantu-speaking community spread through Central, Eastern, and South Africa during the Bantu migration. Bantu knots originate from the Zulu kingdom of Southern Africa, where curls and coils of black hair are said to resemble shapes of the cosmos. They're also known as Zulu knots or Nubian knots or shiny bumps. For my lock gals and pals, next on the list is dreadlocks. In the United States, dreadlocks became popularized in the 1970s and are associated with rejection of the mainstream and represents connections to Africa. In some countries in Africa, locks symbolize strength and can actually only in fact be worn by warriors. The Akan people in Ghana recognized locks as a symbol for higher power that was reserved for priests. These are just a few examples of some black hairstyles. So again, don't kill me for not discussing them all, or we'd be here all day. But as I mentioned, hairstyles can vary in uniqueness, and if you needed a little bit of encouragement about your black hair, I hope this did something for you. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and stay tuned for my next video essay. I'm going to try to push these videos out since we're already in Black History Month. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, friends.
Among black people, that their own natural appearance, physical appearance is beautiful and it's pleasing to them. For so many years, we were told that only white people were beautiful.